Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Right then, so we're leaving the campsite today. Tracy's gone off to work. I've been tidying up the van after the weekend chaos with the granddaughter here and everything, and mud everywhere, and all that's great. At the moment, water's working fine, diesel heater's working fine, all that stuff, great. Had a message from Harley though. Her new Bobil Vans setup that we've put in her van, you may have seen in past videos, was working. Adam managed to fix the leaky part, which was Bobil Vans' part, but now the heat exchange is leaking. Ugh, Bobil Vans, what is going on with you? The amount of problems I've had with Bobil Vans in this van is astonishing, and she hasn't even got hers up and running, and it's breaking down. That heat exchange was the one that they replaced on mine, because my heat exchange went as well, but this is the new improved heat exchange. The one that she got in her kit, exactly the same as mine. So now I'm losing confidence in my one. All she did, got it all up and running, put some hot water through it, and it's blown. So it says it can take up to 45 psi. Her pump is 45 psi, but we wound it down anyway. We wound it down to about 30 psi. So there's no reason for that to have blown. Anyway, she's got onto them. They're going to send her a new one, obviously. But, you know, this is just, it shouldn't happen. Are they testing their stuff? Or are they just testing it on us? You know, because it's a relatively new thing. And they've changed loads of bits in it, you know, from when I put mine in. They've added bits, which we're confused about, because we're like, why is that there? I don't have it on mine. But anyway, they have. And it's almost like they put these extra bits in to protect the heat exchange, but it hasn't worked. So I think, you know, are they just testing their products out on their customers? I know they're cheap. I know it's like compared to other brands, other makes, they are really cheap. Still not that cheap. Still like 500 quid you're forking out. Bobil Vans, are you testing on us? Because it's getting on my nerves. When you live in a van as well. So now she's without any water until this part comes. She's without any water at all now. She had at least had cold running water before. Now she's got no water running until we get this part in. Sorry, little rant there. So you may have seen in the previous video that I did a review of the All Powers R1500 and the solar panel. I'm putting this up for sale because I've already got one in here, which I use regularly, and I've also got the EcoFlow, so it's just in the way really. I don't really need it, so I am selling it at a cheap price with the solar panel, and it's only been used to do a review. It comes with a warranty card, all box and everything, 350 quid. I just need it gone because it's in the way. If you want it, let me know. Obviously, if you're watching this video in the future, it may have been sold already, but it is up for sale elsewhere. It may go quickly, it may not. So as you can tell, I'm a little bit annoyed. Anyway, the title of this video is Sometimes You Need Negativity to Get You Moving Again. Do you know what I mean? Whenever I get any negativity about what I'm doing or whatever, I'm not the kind of person that kind of just goes into his shell and goes, oh no, everyone's being mean to me, and cry about it. It has the opposite effect on me, and what it does, it makes me want to do it even more. It makes me want to succeed even more. So I actually am grateful for people being negative and telling me I can't do things. For instance, your YouTube channel's never going to make it. You're not going to ever front a band. You're not a good singer. Stick to what you're good at, Brent. I've had all this over the years. And what it does to me is it makes me want to try harder, makes me want to prove people wrong, which I've done time and time again through my life. I was told 30 years ago that I would never make it as a musician. I would never make a living out of it. I wasn't good enough. I wouldn't front a band. And consequently, I worked really hard at it, and I've ended up going to foreign countries, doing tours. I've worked full-time doing, you know, I've even done up to 28 gigs in a month. Been that busy. I mean, I've got a good reputation and I get work. And by no means do I need to justify anything I do. People telling me I should work harder, get a real job, all that kind of thing. I have a real job. I'm self-employed as a musician. Before that, I was a painter and decorator, and I worked 7 days a week, 10 to 14 hours a day, trying to look after my family, and I went out and gigged on top of that when I was a much younger man. the result of that was I ended up in hospital, almost suffocating to death, and now I have chronic asthma and COPD, which I have to deal with. So I can't do that anymore. I can't work on building sites, and that's the only other skill I've really got, apart from my teaching degree. But I did teaching for a few years, and it's not for me. Also want to point out, being a full-time musician, it isn't just, oh look, there he goes, he's going to a gig, he plays for a couple of hours, that's all he does. There's so much more involved. That's just the tip of what you have to do to survive and get work. Unless you've done it yourself or doing it yourself, then you'll understand that it is a full-time job. People saying to me, well, you know, you don't do a lot of hours, do you? How are you a full-time musician? I do tons of hours. I sit here for hours and hours and hours, editing video, editing music, learning songs, answering emails, contacting venues, doing posters. The list is humongous. So what I'm saying is, all I do is I just put myself out there in a real way. I'm just being realistic with everyone. I'm a musician full-time. That's my job. It's been my job for 20 years now. Full-time. And yes, it is full-time. And the hours I do depends on what I'm doing at the time. Sometimes I could put loads of hours in, and then other times I don't have to put as many hours in. It's the beauty of being self-employed. I can pick and choose what I do. That's why I became self-employed, to give me the freedom, and that's why I do van life, to give me more freedom. My problem at the moment is I've been too reliant on booking agents to get me work, and they're not doing a very good job at it anymore, and so I need to start getting my own work like I used to in the old days. So I've now built a Facebook page, Brent Hutchinson Music, if you want to go and check that out. There's videos on there and photos and information about what I do for my solo acoustic and my duo acoustic work. I also front a band as well, two bands technically, but that's on a separate page. That's the Fabulous Jam Band, if you want to check that out. I'll put some links in the description just in case you're interested. So, what I want to say is thank you. Thank you for the negative comments. Obviously no one enjoys reading negative comments, but it does put a bit of fuel back in me. So that's how I respond to that. I've brought a guitar in, so I am going to actually do some guitar playing and maybe learn some new songs to put in the set, which will help freshen things up for me, I suppose. So I've just heard from Harley that Bobil Vans have got back to her, but they're trying to say that if it goes below freezing, which it has kind of been cold, but not that cold I don't think, it might cause it to leak. It shouldn't leak at all. It might cause it to leak, but when it warms up it stops leaking. But she's going to send them a video. It's leaking when they're getting it up to temperature, it starts leaking, so it's not that. It's okay, I'm alright. I've got work to do. Right, so I need to finish the shower tray. I need to silicone up around the shower tray, which I didn't do yet. Otherwise I can't have a shower. And just tidy up some other bits in the van. I'll show you when I've done it. Yeah. Lovely jubbly. Nice fresh bit of silicone around the tops. Freshly painted duckboard. Sealed the shower. Nice. And now there's that gorgeous smell. I love the smell of silicone. I'm not weird, honest. Right, so they have got back to her and they are sending her a replacement, and so they should. They're trying to say that if there was water in it and it froze, then that can expand in there and make it crack and leak, but it hasn't frozen. It's gotten cold here, but it hasn't been freezing. Even if it is close to freezing outside, it's not inside the van, so, and that's where the heat exchange sits. So hopefully she'll get that soon and we can get her up and running. Now I'm paranoid. I keep looking under my seat now to see if mine's all right. Anyway, so yeah, anyway, on that, sorry, it was a bit of a rant video today. I'm all right, don't worry. I'm sure you're not worried, but it's just, you know, stuff in it. We need summer, I think. We need summer back. Come on, summer. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here, so if I haven't put you off, do like, comment, subscribe, and God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one soon.
We'll ride these roads forever, side by side we'll chase the sweetest moments whispered in our little space, with laughter and loving every turn we take. This thing called amazing race, no chance will break.